guys, this is Miss Letitia from the Herndon Fortnightly Library, and I'm here today for our Melting Lines program. We are going to learn how to do parabolic drawing, so we're going to make a curve with just straight lines. You need three things. Number one, you need a straight edge of some sort. Probably a ruler. I have a quilting square because that's what I have. If you don't have a ruler, you could use a piece of cardboard, anything that's stiff and straight. But if you don't have a ruler, you will need something small so that your marks can be evenly spaced. You are going to need some paper, and you are going to need a writing instrument. I have multiple colors of pens, so I can make colorful art, but you can do this with just a pencil and add in your colors later. And let's get started. So we're going to start by drawing our right angle. I am going to make this 8 inches because that is how much will fit on my paper. But if your paper is larger than 8.5 by 11, then you could do whatever size will fit on your paper. So I'm going to draw a straight line that is 8 inches tall, and then I'm going to mark it off at every 1/2 inch. You can mark it off at every inch if you would rather. The more markings you do, or the closer together your numbers are, the more pronounced your curve is going to be. So it'll take less time if you do it every inch, but it won't be quite as curvy. All right, and then I'm going to do the same thing down at the bottom. I'm going to mark off 8 inches. It's an 8-inch line. And then I am going to, while I still have the ruler down, put little marks at every 1/2 inch. Okay, so I've marked off at every 1/2 inch. I just want to show you that it doesn't actually matter how far apart they are. If you didn't have a ruler, you could use something like this to make your marks, just as long as all of your marks are equidistant apart, it doesn't really matter how far apart they are. So we're going to do the numbers. I'm going to start with 1 up at the top. Okay, so as you'll see, my numbers are going from 1 to 16, so they are getting larger as they get to the corner. Now, on the bottom, I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm starting on the inside corner. So I'm going to start with 1. Okay, so as you can see on the bottom side, they're starting from the inside and getting larger. On the vertical side, they're starting at the top and getting larger. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to pick our color to do our lines. So I am going to pick purple. You can pick whatever color you would like. You could also do your lines in black, especially if you're going to color it in like a checkerboard, then you might want to start with black. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to match up one corner of my straight edge, one side of my straight edge with the 1 mark up here, and I'm going to line it up with the 1 on the bottom. So you're always lining up the same number to the same number. My first one, and then I'm going to do the same thing with the 2. So I'm going to line up the 2 at the top, straight edge, the 2 with the bottom. Again, same number to same number. So you could leave the numbers off if you wanted to and you were absolutely positive you were going to be able to keep track of it. I find it easier to put the numbers on, but if the numbers upset you aesthetically, you could do your numbers in pencil and then erase them after you've done your art. All right, so we've done through 3. We're going to move on. Again, we're matching up our 4 with our 4. We're always matching up the same numbers. I find it helps to put my hand on the ruler so that the ruler stays still while I'm doing the lines. I'm going to have to flip my ruler just because otherwise I'm not going to be able to get... Oh, darn it. That was not good. Okay, well, I guess I'm not going to flip my ruler. So we're on to 9. We're halfway there, guys. Halfway done. Okay, and 10. Let's see if I can flip it now. I can flip it now. Problem is that my very elaborate dolly system that is letting me film from the top is in the way. You are not going to have that problem because you're probably not filming it. Okay, so 12 to 12. You're going to want kind of a thin marker or pen for this. Makes the lines crisper, but if you decide you want to color it in, it's going to take a lot longer with a thin pen, so you might want to have a fatter marker on hand for that. Or maybe you're using colored pencil. All right, we're almost done. Okay, so I've got 16 through 16. And I'm going to move my straight edge because I know it's blocking a lot of it for you. Okay, and there we go. We have a beautiful parabolic curve, and we did not draw one single curved line. All right, guys, I just wanted to show you some examples of things we can do with this. So if you decided to do all 4 sides, this is what it's going to end up looking like. The one thing that is a little bit tricky is that when you do your 3rd side, you're going to have to line it up. Since these numbers are going up, these numbers are going to have to go up, and if you lined it up to 1, you'd have the bottom match to right here, and it actually needs to start here. So I actually had to put a 0 in this corner and start these numbers with 0. So we ended up with 15. And then when I did this side, of course, again, these numbers are going up and they end at 15. And so this has to connect not with the 0 over here. So I put a -1, and these actually started with a -1 and ended at 14. So it gets a little bit confusing on there, or you could always do what I've done over here, because I was doing that fourth side, and I put a second set of numbers right here. So that's the part that's a little bit tricky about that. And then if you wanted it to be a checkerboard, then you're just filling in every other square and you get this nice melting checkerboard. And then maybe you can use that as a base to draw somebody frolicking on your melting checkerboard. And as you can see, I only did every inch here, so you can see some more spread out curve than we have here. All right, guys, good luck. Hope to see what you did. Bye.